Hello everyone, semi-retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. If you're new here, I want to say welcome. Normally I'm outside walking around, but it's really windy out. I went for a short walk, did some test recordings, and could not get usable sound, so I put my phone away, did some walking, and now I'm back to talk about today's topic, which is going to be eat what you can afford. There's always a big discussion about what you can and cannot eat on the carnivore diet, and I'm going to put some of those thoughts into the perspective of me, which is a retired truck driver on a fixed income. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today is Tuesday. You'll be seeing this on Wednesday. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right into this thing. Let's start at the very top. And of course, I believe it was Dr. Anthony Chaffee said it best. Yes, grass-fed, grass-finished. We're going to call it grass-finished for the purposes of this discussion. Grass-finished beef is the gold medal food. That's, if you have the financial means, by all means, grass-finished beef is the gold medal. If you can't afford that, because like me, I'm on a fixed income. If I were to say I'm only going to eat grass-finished beef, well, I could afford to eat 3 or 4 meals a month, and the rest of the time I'd be fasting, which might be okay for a few weeks, but that's not sustainable long term. The silver medal food is grain-finished beef. Me living in Nebraska, I can tell you that I actually personally like the taste of grain-finished beef over grass-finished beef. And all beef is grass-fed for the first 75 to 80% of its life. We're just talking about the last 20% where cows like here in Nebraska get sent to feedlots to get fattened up so that they get, more money out of each cow when it's butchered because it's fattier, it's heavier, and, the meat processing plants buy cows by the pound. They have no scope to look inside and see how much of the cow is fat and how much is bone and how much actual meat they're going to get. They just buy them by the pound. So the cows go to feedlots and get fattened up. Is this nutritionally ideal? No. But is it nutritionally okay? Absolutely. Because I know many people that have been spending a great deal of their last 5, 10, 15 years eating basically McDonald's hamburger patties. And you can believe that McDonald's is not serving grass-finished hamburger patties. They are 100% beef, which makes them acceptable, but they are not grass-finished. I would just guarantee that. So, depending on which study you look at, where they do the actual chemical breakdowns on these things, yes, grass-finished is between 9 and 11% better for you as far as the nutritional amounts. But it can cost, depending on where you're buying it and whether you're buying ground beef or steaks or briskets or whatever, it can be anywhere from 3 to 8 times as much. And if that 9 to 11% better is what you want, is that if that's where you want to spend your money, then by all means, I'm not going to say you shouldn't. But the grain-finished beef is perfectly acceptable. The next step down on that chart is the is processed meats, whether it be Spam or hot dogs or bologna or lunch meat from the deli counter. There are lots of choices here. And I'm just primarily talking about beef. We're not going to get into fish and chicken because I think fish is good for you once in a while. And chicken is really, I love chicken, but I have to add fat to it because there's not nearly enough fat content for me. And then pork. Pork I put just below beef. I really like pork. I use that quite a bit. I'm not right now because I'm doing a return to the lion diet for this month all the way up to my 60th birthday just to see if I can get a little healthier. And then, but I do like pork, and I don't think I have any bad reactions to it. I'm pretty sure the reactions that I had that made my knee worse were to the cheeses. I guess I got a little sunburn on my nose or something. It's always been a little red, but it's never quite that red. I've been outside doing a lot of stuff. But yeah, the lunch meats, Spam, bologna, hot dogs, all that stuff, I would call that the bronze medal food. While it may not be as good as the silver medal food or the gold medal food, it's still better than everything else. So I guess the main point of this video is eat what you can afford. Eat what is sustainable for you. You might, if you start, grass-finished beef at the start of your diet, but then realize that, you're slowly going broke, that's not sustainable. You want to make sure that whatever you do is sustainable. Speaking as, sustainable, I talked to Ready Set Keto, James over there, quite a bit, and he knows that he feels better when he does carnivore, but he likes his little bit of veg and his little bit of other stuff, so that he realizes that actual carnivore is not sustainable for him long term. So he does he's like a halfway between keto and ketovore. And he'll run along and be, carnivore for 5, 6, 7 days in a row. But when he wants a salad or, one of those big sandwiches from Jimmy John's wrapped in lettuce, or wherever it is he gets them from, a big sandwich that's wrapped in lettuce rather than a bun, he can have those because he doesn't claim to be a carnivore. But yeah, so basically eat what you can afford. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any of that food. Yes, you're going to have better results quicker if you can do the grass finished. But, like me, I spent the first probably 2.5 to 3 months of my journey. I had ground beef, Spam, bologna, hot dogs, Vienna sausages, which I love, by the way, pepperoni and salami slices from the deli section, along with some cheeses. Now, I have since cut out a lot of that stuff. I don't eat hardly any cheese anymore, and I'm pretty sure that the cheese is what was making my knee hurt because I was using some Parmesan cheese to cover the taste of the tuna that I was mixing with ground beef. After I'm done with this another month of lion diet here and I go to add stuff back in, one of the things I'm going to do is add tuna back in and just suck it up and eat the ground beef with the tuna and not add any cheese to it, because I'm pretty sure it was the cheese that was giving me problems. But we'll see. As I talked about in yesterday's video, and I've talked about many times before, don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure you add things back one at a time. And you give it 3 to 4 weeks for your body to react. Many of the things, when you go to add them back, will be, it'll be readily apparent within the first couple of days whether or not you're going to have a reaction to it. But some stuff takes longer. But yeah, as you can see, I've been working on my studio setup a little bit. I don't have this Steelers backdrop set in exactly the right spot yet. I don't have a lot of my lighting in. I got a new little camera tripod because I was getting ready to set up my camera, and I have little tiny tripods like the one my phone is on, that when I set it behind my laptop, it won't bring the camera up high enough to see over the back of the laptop. Or the other ones are just too big. They won't fit in the space I'm planning on putting it. So when that comes tomorrow, I'll be able to set my good camera up just above the screen of the laptop, pointing at me, and then I'll see exactly what is going to come into focus, how close I need to get the Steelers backdrop to me. I got some more lights coming to do that. And I may end up going, as you can see, I've got the framework up, but I've actually got two more of the bars that go in the middle. I could stretch that out to across the entire room, put a green screen in there, and, do stuff like Bart K does, and many others. But I don't know, I may just buy a nice background or have one of my own photos printed in huge format and use that for a backdrop. We'll see how it goes. But as you can see, I've been working on things here. Little bit by little bit, my studio is coming together. Again, if you haven't heard, I am going to start doing interviews. I've got a couple of them scheduled for the 20th and another one scheduled for, I think it's the 26th or 27th. Oh yeah, I bought myself, it's just a little cheapo plastic ring binder that has dates in it, but it's 2023 and 2024, and it was like $5, so I can keep straight and don't miss appointments as I'm making them to talk to people. If I make the appointment, I want to actually keep it. And again, if you're watching this and you have a story to tell and would like to be an interview on the Semi-Retired Bob channel, just drop me a line. It's semiretiredbob@yahoo.com. That email address is listed in the on my homepage of my YouTube channel under the About tab. You can click there and it'll say for business inquiries, click here, and that'll reveal the email. But yeah, that's what I've got for you today, folks. I know this has just been a quick little video, but everything that I tried to record outside wasn't coming out right because it's very windy. It's very nice to go for a walk because it's 78 degrees outside, and it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. But don't forget to get out there, be 1% better today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I will see you tomorrow.